I'm Lauren Kelly.
And I'm Chelsea Beers, and you are listening to...
It's ApPARENT. Because for some people, it's just not obvious.
A weekly podcast where we discuss and laugh about parenting, all the joys and sorrows, and all the special parts of us that died as individuals while drinking booze.
Cheers!
Hi.
Hello.
I took a big sip right before you started, so...
Better a sip than a bite.
So here's the thing, you guys. Here's the thing about Lauren. She likes to make fun of the fact that I'm always eating when we start recording. But then right before we record, she's like, hey, Chels, there's peanut butter pie in the fridge. Go eat some peanut butter pie before my kids get home. So now I have this piece of pie staring me in the face that I'm not allowed to touch because I'm not allowed to eat.
Well, you can eat. It's just...
When?
I don't know, but it's damn good.
It is
also,
really
you should
good.
be thrilled that you got a piece because I made that yesterday.
You made it?
I made it from scratch.
I thought you went and bought one. Lauren was quite hungover yesterday.
Yeah.
She went to a wedding. So I texted her and I was like, hey, how's everything going? What's going on? She's like, hungover. That was her whole text back to me. No punctuation, just one word, hungover. So then she said, I'm going to the store to get a peanut butter pie because I'm an adult and I can do that. And I was like, awesome. But I didn't know you went to get ingredients.
We made it.
That's out of control.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, actually the place, First Street that you do your trivia and stand-up. I
do that, yes.
They have a peanut butter pie like this that they have there, and it's one of our favorite things to get there.
I feel like theirs is like a mousse. Is that true?
It is. I feel like I missed one ingredient.
Like the mousse?
Well, the whipped cream.
Oh.
The whipping cream.
Yeah, probably. But I like this because it's denser.
Mm-hmm.
It feels almost like cookie dough.
Yeah.
Consistency.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, creamy.
Okay. Yeah.
It's really good.
It's really good.
Really a lot.
Yeah,
you know, like I love sweets, but
heavy.
a little bit goes a long way. Like that's a major dessert.
Yeah, this is heavy duty. Yeah. This is like eating the equivalent of like probably 26 Reese's peanut butter cups. You know what I mean?
Well, and Oreos, because the crust is all Oreo cookies.
And Oreo cookies. That's why I like it. Yeah. I'm a huge Oreo cookie fan.
Yeah. Yeah, it's good.
When and if I ever get married, this was a decision I made when I was like 12, so it's really good, is that my wedding cake is going to be made out of stacked Oreo cookies.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. But now that I make cakes and like decorate cakes,
you want to do something better.
I'm like, So now
maybe
I'm thinking
be a huge
that
Oreo.
One tier would be like fondant and like a decorated one, and then the next tier would be like Oreos, stacked Oreos. So it would be like a layered thing. Because I can do that. Tell me. We're really planning this fake wedding.
What I think that you should do, especially since you're heavily dating right now. Right. I think that you should.
Oh my God.
I think you should have 3 tiers, and each tier be an Oreo, and you make that out of fondant. So the bottom one's a little bit bigger, and this middle one and the top one. And then what you do is you give those Oreos, like those dipped Oreos, for your little souvenirs for people. Is it souvenirs, gifts?
Yeah, it's like
parting gift.
Yeah,
thank you gifts.
It's like a goodie bag, but you can't say that because you're an adult.
Right.
Yeah. But goodie bags are still super exciting to me.
I think so,
too. Is that weird?
Yeah, no, I love them. Why not?
Right. I mean, it's like shit Dollar Tree stuff, but I'm just like, oh my God.
YOLO.
But I'm like so excited for goodie bags.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it too. Why not?
I love them. I love them.
Anyway, that's what I think you should do.
Okay.
I mean, it just...
first...
Because you could legit
make a date.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely want to... If you're going to do a wedding cake, you probably want to find someone to marry you, for sure.
Oh, God. It sounds exhausting.
Or we could just make a cake and make it look like an Oreo, and we could just eat that together.
Oh, that's cute. We still have to go to the It's It place. Remember? We talked about that a long time ago.
Yes.
Excuse me.
You got me this sweet, sweet drink today, too.
Oh, yeah, we're drinking.
Surprise.
Did you guys know we do that? That's weird.
I don't know what it is, though. It's like a bubbly mango juice.
Well, here's the story behind this, is that I went to Trader Joe's on the way here. I stopped at Trader Joe's, and I said, because I text Lauren, and I said, hey, I'm on my way. Should I stop and get lunch? ? Or drinks? ? And she texts back, sure. That's it. So I'm like, oh.
Sure, exclamation point.
Oh, excuse. So, yeah. So I was like, well, damn it.
Both.
So then I went and got I got some roasted vegetable pizza. I got some kale blueberry salad. And then this is called mangosini, which is a wine specialty. It's juice.
It's legit juice
in
with
a frosted bottle.
Yeah, but does it say the amount of alcohol?
8%.
Oh, 8%.
This is double the shandies that we drink, like when we drink shandies. Summer shandies.
I just think my tolerance is building. We're going to have to do an hour show so I can actually get a buzz on.
Carbonated white grape wine with natural mango flavors.
So it's wine. It's sparkling wine.
A wine specialty. It says that.
Okay.
I feel like it should be mixed with vodka. But I also feel like that's my...
Or even mix that with Prosecco so that you have like a...
Oh my God.
Yeah, like it could be a double...
See?
Mimosi.
Right.
Mango mimosi.
Oh, that's cute.
That would be a specialty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like right now it's just special, but you got to add the itty.
Like short bussy?
Yeah, you got to add the itty. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, damn it. All right. This will be a very soberish episode.
One crayon short of a full stack.
Okay, that's beautiful. So yesterday Lauren actually watched Chance for me.
He survived, no scars.
Yeah. So I had to do a comedy show, and Lauren came in last minute, and I was able to drop my kid off here, which was I cannot thank you enough.
Anytime.
It's one of those, I feel like dropping your kid off, like I feel equally relieved to have a moment,
and
but
nervous.
Also, I don't feel nervous around you guys, even though you bust my kid's face open. But I don't feel nervous
He
around...
did it to himself. I told you that. He did it to himself.
I feel equally relieved to have a moment to myself or to do what I need to do or work. You know what I mean? But I also feel that equivalent in guilt.
Oh,
do you know what I mean?
I do. Mom guilt sucks balls.
Like it's real. And I feel at this age, especially because like now I feel like his molars are coming in. So I feel like he has this just uncomfortable feeling that he can't tell me about. So I feel like he's going through that. He's never really had any separation anxiety because he's always been really social because he's always gone places. Around people since he was born. And so he's never really had that. But now he's starting to show a little bit of signs of that, you know? So and that just kind of adds to it. Sometimes it's hard for me to leave him because I'm just like, man, do I really need to work? Is it really that important? You know? And it's like,
right.
So I really am playing that balancing game and it's kind of fucking with me.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's impossible to ever get ahead of it. But what I will say is that, yeah, you got to work. You know, and if not only to, you know, feed your child and put roofs over his head, but also because it's your job to teach him what he's going to need to do also. Right. You know, and he's going to grow up watching you hustle. Right. And it's going to make him really proud.
And that's what I do. And I think that's another level of that adds to the guilt. I don't have like a 9-to-5 because, for lack of a better term, the monotony of having a 5-day-a-week job makes me want to rip my skin off. Right. So I have like 9 jobs in my life, right? Yes. And so I kind of survive from gig to gig to gig to gig.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. It's a life of an actor or an artist. I mean, really.
Because it's, you know, it's this production, it's this day of work, it's this gig, it's this hosting, it's this comedy. So it's like all these different things. And I think that's part of the reason why sometimes I do feel guilty, because part of me thinks because I get a lot of pay, but it comes in smaller increments. You know, part of me is like, well, is this one really worth it? You know, should I spend time with my son? Is this really worth it? You know, and so I'm trying to figure out the balance of that, you know, because like you said, as long as you're feeding your child and you know, put a roof over his head, but I'm in that weird middle ground where I am feeding him, but we don't have a roof over our heads right now. You know what I mean? We have multiple roofs over our heads, and we're kind of bouncing around because we're in a transition. Yeah. And we're trying to figure out where we're going to land. And I cannot tell you, that's probably the thing that weighs the most on my heart, is...
Because you feel stuck between a rock and a hard place?
Not
like you
really,
have to do it?
but I want Chance to have the sense of home. That's what it is for me. Is I feel like I don't want him to get too much older and us still be bouncing around between this city, this house. And I really want to have a place where it's like all of his stuff is here. You know what I mean? I want him to have that sense of home, and I want to give that to him as soon as possible.
Yeah, I understand. I mean, I think people's idea of home is different, though, too. Because, you know, my kids didn't have much of that. Well, I guess they had houses that they lived in, but they didn't have much of a sense of home until we created our home. Right. Which is, yes, you're right, consistent. Every day it's here, you know.
But now they have that, and it's something that they've never had, and I think that it's, you know, the fact that it came to them, at 8 and 11 or whatever. 9 and 11, yeah. And so it's like, the fact that it came to them at that time, you know, is really poignant, because they didn't have it up until then, but now they know this is what home is. This is what home means. This is what, you know.
Right, but that being said, home to me is not necessarily the walls within which we live.
Absolutely not.
Home to me, and I think what we've given the boys for home is, like I said, the consistency. I mean, having dinners together with each other when we can.
Right.
Especially now with the 4 people's busy schedules. It's not always easy, but, you know, knowing where we can go and where things are going to be.
Right. You've given them a consistent house, but the fact that the 4 of you are here, you guys are creating the home.
Right. Correct.
Right. And I completely understand that, and I 100% agree. The fact that I'm staying at my dad's part-time and I'm staying at my mom's part-time, you know, sometimes I stay on friends' couches, you know, and so it's like I'm all over the place. Chance feels the sense of home in each one of those places. Right. And he feels that, and he knows that each one of those houses, which he recognizes and he knows that there's people there that love him. Right. And he's safe.
You also have to recognize this, you know, this wasn't necessarily what you chose in the beginning. When you were first pregnant with Chance, your deck of cards shifted a bit. And why you see at people's houses and things like that, really just it comes down to what job it was that you had and where you have to be in the morning to make it make the most sense. Right. You can't spend, you know, at least he's got homes to be in, but you can't spend that time in the car. And, you know, it also makes it very hard when you're working by yourself to get all the coverage you need. So, you know, you got to get off your back a little bit. I think you're doing a really, really great job. And, you know, yeah, your son cried for 30 minutes yesterday, but he's a really great kid. Yeah. And he's super intelligent, and he's really putting together the world. I mean, he's going to go from, like, not saying a sentence to, like, a full book in one day.
Did he do that with you? Like, he does these things where he is having a full conversation. Yes. He will answer your question.
Yes.
You will not be able to understand him, but he is using his tongue and vernacular. Like, I mean, he knows that he wants to say something.
Yeah. It's adorable.
It's fascinating. It's adorable. To me. I feel like he's speaking, like, perfect Korean.
Probably.
You know what I mean?
Probably. My cousin just married a Korean woman. I can ask her.
There you go. See? What if he is? That would be amazing.
It really would be. But we're too dumb to realize. Right,
we have no idea. I'm like, God, you're such an idiot. And he's like, really? He's like speaking volumes over my head.
He's like, no, I just literally told you how to cure cancer. Right. And you are looking at me like I'm an idiot. You are a jerk. You're going to thank me one day.
So it's hard. And I know that there's a lot of parents out there that are going through, you know, similar things, you know, hard transitions and tough stuff with your kids, you know, and you want to be the pillar of strength that these kids need, you know, and, you know, just know that you're not going through it by yourself, but B, it's okay for your kids to kind of see you go work through it, because you're showing them how to work through it. You cannot be the pillar of strength at all times, you know, from A to Z. You can't. And it's okay for your kids to see that, you know. Chance, right now, he shows empathy when I cry or when I show signs of sadness. He does. He walks over to me. He puts his forehead on my forehead. Mm-hmm. You know, he holds my shoulders. Cute. And it's just like, this is my 17-month-old son.
But that's how they learn.
He feels that, and he knows that something's wrong, something's different. So he calms himself down, and he comes over to me. It's just like, it blows my mind.
But that's how they learn. Do you remember, I don't know if we ever talked about it on the show, but there was one conversation I had with my husband where we were talking about, communication and how he's not good at that. It's definitely something he's been working on, but he is not a good communicator. Now, to be honest with you, not really anybody in his family is. It's fine. It's just not what they do.
Right.
I grew up communicating.
Right.
So it is the only thing I know how to do.
Right.
So you can imagine there's some friction there. Well, then he gets frustrated when the boys don't come right to him and talk with him.
Right.
Now, they don't necessarily come up front all the time and talk to me either, but they communicate with me more often than they do with him because that's the only relationship they've had with me.
Right.
So I'm stressing to him, they're not going to learn that skill until they see you do it. Mm-hmm. You can't expect someone else to come at you the way I did when you were in these kids' life their whole life. They saw you in a marriage before where you guys didn't communicate at all.
Right.
About anything.
Right.
So why now, just because they're seeing us, they're not going to pick it up. You have to show them that you're struggling and working on it. You have to help them help you. They can still learn the skill. Hell, my husband can learn the skill. It's just a process. But this is how you teach your children valuable lessons, is you let them see you go through it. How do you teach your child to have a decent argument? You have an argument in front of them. You make sure that they watch you apologize in a respectful way. And if you need to, like I have on occasion, go up to them and apologize to them separately for making them feel uncomfortable or sad or whatever it was they may have felt. Or remind them, which is a very important one, that no matter what you and your husband or wife are arguing about or partner are arguing about, that it is not their fault.
Right.
Because they may be holding on to shit like that too.
That's the other thing. When Josh and I were in our final stages of, the relationship that we had, it was incredibly tumultuous. Yeah. And the fact that baby Chance was witnessing this, you could see his whole body tighten up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And he was just like, he would just tighten up. He would...
I just spilled all over the place.
Actually, wipe that up because it's on your hard drive.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
So, it was hard because I could not explain that to Chance, who was too young at that point to understand what was happening, but he could feel the tension, he could feel it, and I knew that it was affecting him in whatever realm it was affecting him, and I could feel it in his little body. And so,
well, they say the first 5 years are it, man. The majority of this stuff is developed. And I told you, knowing my boys
and
now,
that terrified the shit out of me that we were going through such incredibly abusive, loud, torturous times when Chance was that age. I mean, we're talking 11 months old.
But this is another reason why you made the right choice, right? Because then kids are super resilient as well.
Right. Right. And he is showing signs of being completely... His resiliency, I'm incredible. I am in awe of every single day that I'm with that little boy. He is just, the fact that he's still eating, his little digestive system has not been upset. He still takes naps every single day. He still sleeps through the night. It's like he is doing phenomenal for how upturned and 180 his life has been right now. And it's just like, I can't be more proud of this little
There's
kid.
a difference between being in transition and working towards something. And there's a difference between making a conscious choice not to give your child that. You've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of families right now, thousands of families without homes because of these fires.
Right.
And it doesn't matter how hard they worked for that home to make it a home for them and their kids. It's all gone.
Right.
So there's stuff that Chance has that you are giving him that are... something that clearly doesn't come easy for some other people.
Right.
So it doesn't really matter where the hell you guys are.
It's true. And I had a comedian friend of mine who almost lost his home. I mean, it was within half a mile of his home. He almost lost it. And he didn't know if he lost it for a long time. Like
they were evacuated.
He wasn't able to go back and check. And so he went back and checked on his house, and he was able to clean up a little bit before his family got there. They still have to wear masks because of, kind of residue stuff that's up there, but they're able to be in their house. They won't have hot water until later this week and stuff like that. And so it's like, but he posted, we don't have hot water. The house is, a mess from top to bottom, but my family's here, we're home, and that's all that I care about.
Right.
You know, and it's just like, it was really beautiful to see that, you know, all the devastation that happened. You know, these are huge they're still burning. Mm-hmm. And so it's just, you know, it's terrifying to think of all these things that are lost and gone, and, you know, but these people are still, you know, there's a hashtag out, it's like Sonoma Strong, or, you know, something like that. And it's just beautiful to see all these people standing together and helping people out. And the amount of donations and stuff that has gone out is just,
and it puts
gorgeous.
things in perspective,
100%.
We just look at all this shit like it's super important sometimes, and then you have something like that happen.
Right.
And even if it doesn't happen directly to you, you know, you have people who's lost their jobs because their job, you know, burnt down or whatever it is, or even people that were without work or still without work because they just can't open them yet. You know, all of these things, we just put so much time and energy in.
Right.
You got to realize that some of this other stuff is where the juice is, you know?
Yeah, and it really does put things into perspective, you know what I mean? And a lot of these, like, natural disasters and things that happen on the news, you watch from the comfort of your own home, and you're like, man, that sucks. Thoughts and prayers, and then you turn it off, and then you go do whatever you do. You know, and so the people that are actually volunteering and putting their, you know, their foot forward and stepping up and, you know, just kind of doing the right thing and putting themselves, you know, second or last. It's just, I mean, it's beautiful to see, and it's just something that's really needed. And it really does kind of remind you, hey, we're all the human race. You know what I mean? Let's help each other out.
Correct.
You know?
Well, now we know what happens when we drink juice.
Man, we got like super feely.
Yeah.
We need to do like an insult episode next. Jesus Christ. What is this? What's in this pie?
Peanut butter and cookies. Do you have an idea of what you are going to be for Halloween, or what Chance is going to be for Halloween yet?
I do, actually. Yeah. I'm, so I have never in my life worn a store-bought costume.
Me neither. I make them.
100%. From start to finish, in and out. I will not wear a store-bought costume. I won't. So, Chance has a best friend. We've talked about her on the show. Her name is Harmony, and she is 5 weeks older than Chance. And they get mistaken for twins every single time we go out, right? Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Because her mom is Greek. Right. I'm half black, and we both have blonde kids.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So, it's weird. Very, very weird. So, Benicia, our hometown where we record this podcast, on the 28th of October, which is a Saturday, the Saturday before Halloween, they're having a First Street.
It's like a fair. Yeah.
Yeah, like the stores are opening on the main street here.
But it's like daytime, right?
Daytime from like 10 a.m., you know, like, and so the kids can go, and they're going to have like a costume thing and, you know, candy handouts and stuff. So that's what we're going to do, and I'm going to dress up the kids as Pebbles and Bam Bam.
Cute.
I know. Because that's kind of who they are.
Yeah.
Chance will destroy anything. If you give him anything, it's immediately a mallet.
Are you guys going to dress up as Wilma and Betty?
Right.
Yes.
So I'm going to be Betty. And I'm not sure if Sarah's down to dress up as Wilma or not. We haven't talked about it. But I will be Betty for sure. And the kids' costumes are almost done. I'm making everything from like bones. The bones I'm making out of felt, and I'm stuffing them with batting so they're not plastic and hard on there. So I'm making all this stuff from scratch. And then I actually stepped up and I went outside of my comfort zone, and I bought Chance a second costume, which is a Robin, Batman and Robin. Mm-hmm. It's a little Robin costume for 18-month-olds. And then I told Josh, I said, if you want, you find a Batman shirt, and then you guys can be Batman and Robin, and that can be your costume with Chance, and I'll have my, you know.
Yeah, Chance will love it. He gets to dress up twice.
Right. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He has no idea. He doesn't care.
Well, not yet. And I don't know what year. There's a sweet spot with kids, because I remember every year I knew what I wanted to be. Yeah. But then there came a point where I was like, okay, do I still dress up? I love to dress up. I dress up almost every year regardless. Yeah. But my kids now aren't so much into it. Really? You know, Cameron brought up maybe bringing Hooters girls with all his buddies. I think that would be hilarious because he's 14.
Right. And a skinny, like, I mean, he's skinny and tall.
Yeah,
you know,
and his
so
voice has changed, unlike
really
most
funny.
of his friends. It's
really
very funny.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I mean, he's got to shave now. It's very funny. So anyway,
God, that's amazing.
but I don't know if he's really going to want to do it. The last couple of years, they just wanted to like wear a mask and hoodies. And I'm like, that's not happening. You're not going trick-or-treating if that's what you're going to wear. But those little kids, like they're young like yours and they don't really have a choice or care.
Right.
And then there's all of a sudden one day they just care and they want to be something very specific.
Totally. Right.
But then it's only like a couple of years of that. And then they're like, eh.
But see, mine never went away. Like, I mean, I was making my costumes from like age 10 on.
Me too. Well, my mom always made ours from scratch when we were little.
Yeah, my mom made ours, and she would make. She did a lot of like family ones, you know, like for once, like my sister and I were jesters, then my dad was a monk, and she was like a wizard. You know, like we did like some like group costumes and stuff. She was really good with that. Like she used to sew a lot of clothes. And
my
stuff
mom
and
too.
Put stuff.
I
together.
tried to throw her one year. I said I wanted to be an apple. I'm like, no way this broad can make an apple costume. She made a damn apple costume.
Boom.
Out of cardboard, this huge thing, spray painted with everything. Put green tights on my hands so they were like a little worm, and that's how I held my bag. And we live in Minnesota at the time, and every house, oh God, look at the apple. Hun, come look at the apple. You know what I mean? It's just like so funny. Every door was like, okay, again. She won that year though. She won.
That's awesome.
And I like random costumes like that. Like there was a couple of years ago, I was a bunch of broccoli.
Yeah.
And I walked Sunset Boulevard. They had this huge Halloween parade as broccoli, and no one really knew what I was except for this one little girl that was walking with her dad. And she's like, Dad, look at the broccoli. And I'm like, she must eat well.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I was a bag of Trader Joe's groceries one year.
Oh, that's fun.
For Trader Joe's, like it was when I was working there. And so I had a cardboard box around me, and I painted the logo on the front. And I made the handles, and then I recreated a bunch of like their staples, and they were just poking out of like all around me. Yeah, that one was really fun. And I would just stood outside. It was the easiest day of work of my life. Like I just stood outside. Hello, here I am.
Everybody wants to take pictures with you.
Yeah, totally. But I'm a big advocate of just making your own costumes, because then you can make it as good as you want. You know?
I'm toying around with some costumes this year. We go to this thing where they do a costume contest, and we're gonna do it, Danilo and I, with the dogs. The boys, they're too cool to dress up with mom and dad. So a couple of them, we were thinking a duck blind, have my dog be a duck, and then me be a blind person and him be a hunter. But I don't know how many people would really get that.
Yeah, I would not get that at all.
Yeah, and then I was thinking a fun one today is if he was soap and I was like a scrubby sponge, because I've liked that costume for a really long time and never done it. And then Gracie was like the old lady taking a shower. Like we could put a shower cap on her. And like a towel.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cute.
That's cute.
So
you know what I thought when you said duck blind? My mind immediately went to the Duck Hunt Nintendo game.
Oh, right.
And I was like, oh my God, what if you guys were the dog laughing like...
Oh, that could be good.
And the duck, and then Gracie could be the orange gun.
She could be the orange gun. I like that.
It's not a bad idea.
It's not a bad idea. Okay, I'll bring that up too.
I love it. And then if you have the leash on her, like on the top of the leash, you can recreate like the Nintendo controller.
Oh, even better.
So then the Nintendo controller is connected to the gun.
Boom!
Yeah, I win.
That's it. I'll talk to you about it today.
I'm so excited. I'll help you make it.
Gosh, yeah, the dog. That's right.
Josh has chance. I have the whole day off. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. I'm so excited. Love you guys. What time is it? Are we done? Oh yeah, look at that.
It's like perfect.
Right? Let's get another drink.
Cheers.
Cheers. Hey, you can check us out individually on our websites, chelseabierce.com and lauren-kelly.com, to see all the super exciting things we're up to.
And make sure that you like, follow, and share. We're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter at It's Apparent Pod.
And if you wouldn't mind, please review us. We'd love that.
Yeah, make it count. We out.
Boom. Bye.